Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode, and today we're talking about DSLR scanning, and I think I have found the best the best budget option, the cheapest option, and the best quality option DSLR scanning rig that I have right here that I've bought with my own money to review for you guys and use myself. Let's dive into the video today because I think if you want to start scanning your own film, this is the best and most affordable place to start. So I came across this setup from a post on one of the Australian Facebook marketplace sites, buys and sells film cameras. Now this young guy named Ethan, he set up an Etsy store and it's Ethan's Camera Parts, and I will link it all down below for you to go and see this. Essentially offering for 210 Australian dollars, so whatever the US is, I'll whack that on the screen now. Very, very affordable, and it's a full DSLR scanning kit. It took me moments to set up. Everything's 3D printed, but reasonably high quality for 3D printed. But just the fact that for $200 out of the box, you've got everything you need to scan 35mm, panoramic 35mm, and up to 6x9 medium format. So as you can see, guys, the kit comes with a 35mm holder, a 120 holder, a light source, which is powered by a simple USB. You just plug it into your computer if you've got that set up, or a USB power port, and then a very simple 3D printed stand with a aluminium pole, and then another 3D printed head to fix to your camera. Very simple, but to be honest, very affordable, very effective. It only took me moments to set this up as soon as I took it out of the box, and I was off to the races. One thing I really like about this, guys, is that the light source has been, 3D printed in such a way that the film holders, whether it be your 120 film holder, as you can see, they fit snugly in there. Let's look at the 35 film holder. They fit. I can't do that while I'm not looking. Sorry, guys. If I line it up correctly, bam, there we go. They fit so snugly into that light source that they're in the perfect position straight away. The 35mm holder, I've seen lots of these in the past. They're basic, but they hold your film flat and they work, and you can scan the sprockets with these. The 120 film holder I really, really like, actually. It's got this folding design with magnets, so it's really, really quite simple. Feed the film in straight away, locks down, magnets in place, holds the film nice and firm as you pull it through with each scan. The mount itself, the mounting station, which is just very simple, guys. It's affordable, but it's simple, but it just gets the job done. You've just got a piece of plywood here, 3D printed base, the aluminium rods that go into it here, and then up on top we have our point to mount the camera to. As you can see, really simple. Now my only issue, the only one negative I'll say with this build, is how you attach your camera to the tripod socket here. I feel like, especially if you have a DSLR, which is what I'm using, once you attach the camera, and it's actually really hard to screw it in and get that as snug as possible. I've found I've got it as tight as I can, then I'm twisting the whole camera on the head to get it as secure as possible. But this is just a really basic product, guys, but it's fantastic. It gets the job done. It makes film scanning more accessible to more people. Quickly, I'll show you a quick view of me setting up with the camera and how I scanned it. Unfortunately, it's an iPhone video because I don't have two digital cameras. I only need one digital camera. I'm a film photographer. It's really simple. The scans coming off it. Now, depending on quality of scans, that is going to depend on you entirely. Whatever camera you're using, whatever macro lens you're using. Me personally, for the images you guys have seen, I have and this is another con, I will say one con with scanning using this product. We'll get to that in a sec. I've got a Nikon D780, so 24 megapixel sensor, and a Tokina 100mm 2.8 macro. This is a great option if you're looking for a cheap macro lens. I picked this secondhand up for 250 Australian dollars, and it is pretty damn sharp. Great little macro lens. My only issue is the rail length here when you're scanning 120 film on a DSLR with a 100mm macro. Now, if you were using a 90mm macro or even a 60mm, 50mm macro, you're not going to have this problem. But I found with a big DSLR on here and the 100mm macro, I'm really on the limit. Like, I'm actually outside of the, I'll wind it down. I'm actually outside of the top of this rail to be able to fit the full frame of a 6x7 negative. I think that's just one caveat of having this small system. I think if you're going to get something like this, go for that shorter macro length of the lens. So go for an 90mm macro on full front, or preferably a 60mm macro. Nikon makes a couple 60mm. There's a lot of vintage 50mm macros. I'd go with one of those. Keep it a bit more compact. And again, if you're using a mirrorless camera, which is a little bit smaller than a DSLR, you're not going to have that problem anyway, but just needed to be stated. So Ethan, big props to you, mate. I think this is a fantastic and, more importantly, affordable kit for people. It's basic, it's 3D printed, but it's all, the components fit perfectly together. It does a fantastic job. Fantastic job. I mean, obviously, if you're going to spend more money on kits like this, I feel like the negative supply stuff, amazingly well built, but for what it is, extremely overpriced. I think full negative supply kits are over $1,000 US, so double and a half that for, double that for us here in Australia. It's insane. The Veloy system as well is another good one, but they don't come with a copy stand essentially as well. Well, what this is a copy stand that comes with it. The Essential Film Holder, fantastic device for holding your film flat, but that doesn't come with a copy holder. This, it may be low budget, 3D printed, all of it's 3D printed, but it's affordable and it gets the job done. Just perfect. 100% perfect. It does exactly what you need it to do. Doesn't do anything else. No frills, no bells and whistles, but affordable. So if you guys want to get into DSLR scanning and you don't have a lot of money, this represents amazing value to just get you going. Straight out of the box, a couple minutes to set up, get your camera, your macro lens, you're scanning straight away. And as long as you follow the rules of DSLR scanning, which I'm not going to get into, but briefly, level everything off, expose your histogram to the right slightly, f8 on the lens, those sorts of things to get the best quality possible. That comes to sort of a, fiddly technical side. But as far as equipment, this will get you there. This will get the job done. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. The link is down below to the Etsy store to buy yourself one of these if you want. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next video.